Hey YouTube, Shay Elliott from the Elliott Homestead blog here, and today is a new type of video for us, and it's a fun one. This is my very first video collaboration with my dear friend Angela over in Wisconsin. So in desperation, I asked Angela to go antiquing shopping for me because, as we know, COVID has shut a lot of this stuff down. Her stores are open and she can go there and enjoy her time, and so we thought this is the perfect time. Angela and I should have had 2 trips together during this entire COVID time. And so I am very much missing my friend from afar, which I'm sure many of you can relate to. I am sad for all the times that we've missed out on, and yet somehow with these antiques all throughout the house, it reminds me that she's a real person that I will someday see again in the flesh. And every time I see them around the house, they just make me smile. So it's actually made me think too, who can I send stuff to? Who needs to get something physical in the mail from me to remind them that I am a real person and that we will be together again? So I hope you enjoy our little tour, decoration, antiquing adventure together. If you haven't already, head on over to the Parisian Farm Girl channel and give Angela a like and a follow if you want to see her shopping for the antiques for me. Also, for those of you who don't know, Angela is the co-host of my podcast, Homemaker Chic. So if you want to hear our ramblings together from Washington and Wisconsin, be sure to check that out wherever you listen to podcasts.
Woo, they're finally here. It's nothing for it's nothing for you.
French. No, it's French because it says really on the top.
I know it's from Angela because it's packed with duct tape. She did it to protect the precious gifts inside.
I have no idea how Angela got everything into these boxes. They were heavy. Angela, I very much appreciate your effort here. This is an exciting day. I tried to control myself when the boxes arrived because the house was fairly messy. There was a ton of dishes. The kids were a little crabby. And I thought better to wait and open these when everybody's in good spirits. And then I thought, nah, sometimes it's not worth being responsible. There were a few minor mishaps in the packing. A few glass things broke, but all in all, the old snow pants that Angela packed all of the antiques in did a pretty good job of keeping things insulated. My kids have grown up around antiques. It's what we do for fun. We load everyone in the truck and we go antiquing, or we go hit up yard sales or thrift stores. So they're really good at appreciating things that are old, things that have a story. And the fact that these pieces came from my best friend thousands of miles away made every single thing we picked out of the boxes so much more special. Not only because it's autumn and because this is the time of year where we're coming back inside and we're freshening things up and, you know, making the home feel really cozy and warm and good for the season, but also because we miss people. We miss our people from afar that we just don't get to see very often. So this gesture, this experience made me feel connected for the first time in a very long time. The next day, once the house was clean and the dust had settled a little bit and we'd taken off all the broken pieces of glass out of the boxes and carpet, it was time to take these antiques and all these little treasures that Angela sent over and find ways to work them in our home. And I gotta say, Angela, You aced it. Every single thing that you sent me in those boxes, I would have picked out for myself. And I actually didn't grow any gourds in the garden this year, so those were a nice little bonus. I have, however, been wanting to get rid of this Hobby Lobby pillowcase that's had permanent marker drawings from Juliet over the years, and I was very excited to see this gorgeous antique pillowcase come in the stash. I am a hodgepodge pillow kind of a person. I love it that way. I love when pillows have textures and stories. So I played with it for a little while and found that it was very happy in the living room, so that's where it will live. I am an absolute sucker for art. I love vintage art. It's always on my mind when I go antiquing. So I have gallery walls all over my house, and there is always room for more. The parasol picture is so beautiful. And yes, of course, I love old mirrors. Ironstone, of course, always a favorite. I've got it all over the house. And one of the ways I love to incorporate ironstone is just to layer it in. You don't have to have a perfect display of it. Just keep layering things in. So that green book you see under the bouquet is actually a book that Angela sent me for my birthday a couple years ago about flowers. And so it was fun to sort of incorporate the gourds and the dried flowers and the tin, the ironstone, and then a couple of stones that I keep around as well. Loved the little vintage tin that she sent, although I know she pictured this in my kitchen actually holding tea, but it's going to stay in the living room where it holds matches for the fireplace and candles. Now it's on to the dining room. I love to keep our home comfortable and lived in and feeling reflective of who we are as people. And one of the ways I love to do that is to keep this little string of memorabilia that we've collected over the years, where we've traveled, postcards of places we visited, restaurants we've eaten at, and these little chimney prints Angela got are a perfect addition to that. I do keep a lot of my dishes, and I know this looks like I have a lot, but I use all of them because we have people over a lot for dinner. So anytime I can add to the collection, I am eager to do it. A major victim of the shipping from Wisconsin to Washington was this amazing lampshade. I have never seen glass like this. It's like this veiny pink milk glass that was, just truly remarkable. This lamp was beautiful. But luckily, I am married to a man who doesn't often take no for an answer, and he was happy to sit down with the lampshade in all its pieces and tape and glue them back together for me. I thought the perfect little home for this lamp would be our bar over in the corner. This is where we keep our wine glasses and wines and some of our homemade liqueurs. And it has a little different feel to it. It's tucked away in the corner of the dining room. And because this lamp is going to give off that yummy pink, reddish sort of light, I thought, what a cozier place to put it than right up at the bar. And check out that finial. Yes, you can see the cracks, but so it goes in the homemade life. As soon as I put these gourds out on our table and lit the candles, I realized this platter, again with the layering, would be the perfect place for that gorgeous little Parisian platter that Angela sent from her own stash. When you add layers, it adds such an interest, such a depth to whatever it is you're doing in your house. whatever display you're making. And that's what I love, the layers of interest. These sweet little couple prints were so darling. And, you know, it's funny because I intentionally left this space above our little rack there open. And yet when I put these up, they looked perfect. They looked like they should have always been there. I love how they turned out. I don't love when thrift stores put on those really sticky stickers though. So I busted out some lemon oil to get the last of the little stickiness away off of them. If you're going to buy antiques, you kind of got to learn to deal with the grime a little bit. So I keep a lot of lemon oil on hand just for this. As I found myself putting out the final pieces, I kept asking myself, what was it about this particular thing that made Angela think I would like this? Now, something like the cheese tin was an easy one. I mean, anything just old and crusty, and especially with cheese, like that was a no-brainer. The bird prints actually surprised me. I don't have any bird prints, and I don't know if I would have picked them out. And yet when I put them up, I absolutely loved them. Here's my little trick for hanging pictures. Whenever I have one that has two little brackets on the back, I put a little dot of toothpaste on the bracket, push the picture up to the wall, and the toothpaste will leave just a little mark in the paint, and that way you know where to put your nails and get it right the first time. Even though the glass on these prints broke in shipping, I just took it off for now. I'll get it replaced and hung them up in the bathroom, and they're at home. Angela, you nailed it on the picture. Another beautiful one to add to my collection. This glass bottle was one of my very favorite things that Angela sent, because I do love green, especially this shade of green. And the way that it silhouettes against the kitchen window and the sun just comes through it, it brings it to life. It's so very welcoming and sweet. And last but not least, of course, the frog, which was a generous thing to share with me because I know how much Angela loves these. And I love the opportunity to get creative with what we're growing in the garden and to celebrate it. What I love about the frogs is you can use them with flowers or with greens for the holidays. So they're kind of interesting year-round. I feel so grateful to have a friend who would take the time to send me all of these treats and knows me so well that she was able to pick all of this stuff out from all the different stores that she went to, and she nailed it. And just for this moment, and every time I walk through and see those things, I'll think of her